He was so down bad, he was able to quit his day job around the same time and become a full-time YouTuber.
So holy shit.
There is so much shit from the ball. Everywhere. What am I supposed to do?
Maybe Rich wasn't actually doing that bad. Maybe he was greatly exaggerating the state of his finances and using charity to grift some sympathy bucks from his audience. And you know what the worst part of all this was? He ended up going back to just using gaming footage for most of his videos anyway. He didn't even use the camera. Nigga, what was even the point of you getting the camera in the first place? Now, fortunately for Rich, he got away. He didn't lose any subs, viewers, even the BBC Game flag got swept under the rug. Just like the Xbox 720 video, all Rich learned was that he could be lazy and deceitful and still suffer zero consequences for his actions. That he could get away with straight up scamming people, even his own fans. And when you look at it like that, it really does explain where his mind was during the next few months we're about to get into. So it's 2014, the first year where Rick and Masucci finally got to be Review Tech USA for the full 365 days.
Road and country,
No bullshit.
country and road. Road and country,
All this extra time to dedicate to his craft, he could focus 100% on bringing us the highest quality content with some actual research behind it. Right? Put Review Tech USA in a Fallout intro because just like war, he never changes. In early 2014, Rich got into some hot new drama by straight up slandering a gaming news site called PlayerEssence.com. Rich claimed that Player Essence was pro-censorship because they kept removing articles linked there that kept saying that Nintendo CEO Satoru Iwata should have been fired.
I haven't done a video like this in a while, calling out a website ever since DualShockers back in the day. But I love to do it though, because when these guys, I'm a professional journalist, even though I have a hardcore bias and will ban anyone from hurting my feelings by saying something about Satoru Iwata.
Now he admits he doesn't really know anything about the site.
So it's a short paragraph. This guy Furious Francis, I just found out his name about 4 minutes ago.
He also confesses that his information on the subject came from a trustworthy source, a fellow YouTuber named Black.
So this is kind of an off-the-cuff video that I wasn't even going to make tonight, but I saw a Black Bond video. Shout out to Black Bond. I'll have a link to his channel below in the description.
Now, Player Essence gave a very calm response.
Really? Review Tech? I mean, like, honestly, you would make a video bashing the whole website because of one statement that you saw from somebody else who doesn't like me. Admit that you just found out who I am 4 minutes ago from you making that video, but you still decided to make a video without finding out more about what I have to say. You dropped the video to say that I have a hardcore bias. The only issue is this. As a professional journalist, okay, I have to seek the truth and report it. It seems like you're a little upset because I don't want your opinion on Iwata posted on my website, which is my deal. So before you sit down and you make a video about something based off of what somebody else says, maybe you should actually check the source material and what you're talking about. Otherwise,
Rich never responded or owned up to the slander he made against Player Essence. He just ignored it, including all of Player Essence's messages for it. Compared to the e-begging arc or the shit show we're about to get into next, this drama was microscopic, a blip that was soon forgotten about. But we still need to go over it because I needed you to understand that whenever Rich tells you he's heard some hot new gaming gossip from a trusted insider, he just means some dude. It could be a bum playing on his Nintendo Switch and a dumpster feeding him this info. And this is what leads him to say stupid shit, like when he said the PS4 would have worse graphics than the Xbox One because Sony had bad network infrastructure.
I got all of this information from very, very reliable sources. Yeah, I'm just gonna call them little birds. I can't even give you their gender, but I can give the information now. Some of it could be inaccurate, but from the sources that I got it from, I don't think they are, but I'm saying that more so just as a disclaimer. Now, you know about the whole debacle with Call of Duty Ghosts, how it's supposedly 1080p on the PS4 and only 720p on the Xbox One. Well, I have some bad news for all the guys who were hating on the Xbox One, but it's gonna be 720p on both the PS4 and Xbox One. And you wanna know why? It's because the online features of both the PS4 and Xbox One versions of Call of Duty Ghosts is gimped because their network infrastructures are totally screwed up right now.
Rich from ViewTech USA, why in the fuck did you say something so fucking stupid? Your sources are fucking dumb as fuck. Okay, I don't know who the sources are. Madonna, Meatloaf, fucking Beyonce. Someone's fucking giving him inaccurate information.
This was so retarded that Shuhei Yoshida, yes, the actual Shuhei Yoshida, tweeted that Rich was so stupid. Just something to keep in mind going forward. So with Rich in one group, he directed his fans into crowdsourcing a camera for him under false pretense. Now you might say, Mikey, that was just a camera and his fans volunteered the money to it. So it wasn't really a scam. But you know what ReviewTech USA did that objectively, undeniably was a scam?
You can travel the world.
Big cheese. And I don't need to go into the story too much. I think we all know by now. But yeah, he ripped off
California.
$200.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you own a business or a brand, make sure that every business transaction you do is in contract. Don't mess up like I did. I had no problem with this guy at all. I supported his channel. I appreciated everything that he has done for me as far as my YouTube channel. There was no problems with this guy until money was involved.
It's summer of 2014, and Rich has a new problem. He's in need of a laptop that he can use to work remotely from his then girlfriend's place or wherever else he's away from home. He publicized this need on Facebook, probably hoping that some simp-ass fan of his will just give him a laptop for free. A guy called Big Cheese, who runs a small gaming and commentary channel, sees an opportunity for some mutual back scratching.
A while ago, he was asking for a computer. I think in July. Yeah, July, he was asking for a computer. I hit Rich up. I told him I got a laptop for you if you would like it. He was asking for one spec. Well, I sent him the specs. He liked it, so I sent it his way. And I didn't ask for no money in return. I just asked him, okay, could you put up my Destiny giveaway? Okay, the numbers coming in, people coming through, review sent me, etc., etc. And after all that occurred with all the numbers and everything increasing, I hit him up. I said, thank you very much. If you need anything else, let me know. We can do some more business.
In exchange for giving Rich a nice laptop he had, Big Cheese wanted Rich to advertise a Destiny giveaway he was doing. The deal was quickly made, with Rich getting his new laptop and Big Cheese getting his views. Hey, everybody got it. Big Cheese even told Rich to hit him up if he wants to do business again.
So a week or so passes by, and I hit him up. I said, I got a desktop for you if you want one. He was like, send me the specs and I'll check it out. So he saw the specs. He was like, okay, cool, send me one. I said, okay, well, they want me to send you one. Okay, let's do some business.
And just a week later, Rich decided it'd be nice if he had a mini desktop for a certain room in his house. Big Cheese happened to have one with specs Rich liked, so they made a new deal. In exchange for the computer, Rich would give Big Cheese another 3 months of promotion at the end of every video.
He said, okay, I'll put you in the end of every video for 3 months straight. And this started in July 23rd to be exact.
Now here's where the bullshit starts.
Well, the videos had stopped September 24th. So on my part, he wasn't living up to his deal. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't being a man of his word then.
Rich, for some reason, stopped putting out videos in late September, so he's only got 2/3 of the promotion he was promised. Rich was also supposed to advertise Big Cheese's Halo Master Chief giveaway on September 9th, which Big Cheese sent him all the links and details for.
The link to the giveaway, I sent him the information, all that he needed on September 7th. The next day, I hit him up again, said, did you get my giveaway? He said, no, I didn't. Send it again. So I sent it again. He said, I will post the contest tomorrow. 9 days later, I hit him up asking what's the update. He was like, oh snap, I totally forgot about the giveaway. He also stated, since I wasn't able to do the giveaway for you, I'll make a dedicated video for your channel. Still waiting on that video, Rich. Where that though?
So after all this dude had the audacity to hit Big Cheese up for another desktop.
And then he hit me up. He was saying, yo, you have another one of those desktops? These things are super nice, super fast, and I like it. I want you to send me another one.
We're on computer number 3 now. Rich still hasn't done all the shit he promised he would do in exchange for computer number 2.
And then he proposed to me, I guess, 6 more months of advertisements in the intro. 5 advertisements per week. And I said, okay, I'll think about it. And then I hit him back. I said, you know what? How about 3 advertisements per week and $200? And he was like, he said it in fine print on Facebook. All right, you get $200 on the 10th of November, and I will start advertisements Monday.
Bruh, you won't believe this, but Review Tech USA didn't and what Rich did that would haunt him for years to come. That he didn't want to pay Big Cheese his $200.
Then the following week, which the 10th is coming up, I hit him up. I was like, yo, what's up? He was like, what's going on? I was like, you know, just making sure that everything. He was like, I put one of your advertisers up. I was like, I'm not talking about the advertiser, I'm talking about the payment. Today is the payment of $200. He was like, we'll talk about that later. So he was like, I give you a 6-month promotion, but now if that's the issue, that's no problem. I send the PC back to you. So he said, well, if it's an issue, I will pack up the PC and send you a shipping fee. Honestly, no hard feelings. I'm like, I agree to your terms of 3 advertisements per week and $200. 3 ads for 6 months. So he said, I don't see how I can justify paying you $200 per week. I have other thousands just for this month alone.
I want you to take in this specific screenshot because it really is the embodiment of this lazy, greasy, Italian jar of greed built motherfucker.
I did it!
So companies are paying you thousands a month, Rich, but you can't give this nigga Big Cheese $200 motherfucking dollars you explicitly promised you would give him? Either Rich was just being a greedy bastard by reneging on this deal because he wanted literally all the money for himself, or he was capping like crazy about how much he was actually making, and $200 really was an earth-shattering amount of money for him. Now I don't know which is which, but I do know that Rich is very sensitive whenever his financial situations get brought up.
So I told him, I said, it's messed up how you can just flip things at the last minute. Matter of fact, on the last day, on the day of the due date. I told you, I apologize if you're going through a financial crisis, but when I said something about that financial crisis, when I tell you he flipped on me, first off, no financial crisis. Secondly,